KTN News. Get the whole story.
When you look at the derivative space, who dominates it? And is it also based on how it is structured? Is it something that entices retail players? Will we see, with you guys coming on board, are we expecting to see more retail players at play in derivatives locally?
Yes. First, I think part of the reason why it was probably dominated more by corporates and high net worth individuals was because this information was available to them. And perhaps for the Kenyan retail customer, anytime he or she may have heard of derivatives, they may have associated that with much more developed markets. So we've helped to cover those two things by being, one, the second online FX trading broker to receive an NSE derivatives. What that means is that I'm able to now localize that offering to a Kenyan retail customer, to a Mama Mboga, to a high school student, to a university student who's just cleared university and is looking for an opportunity to dabble in this market. But also importantly, training. With the kinds of trainings that we are doing, we are connecting that opportunity. We're connecting the opportunity that is out there to an individual that is ready and willing to learn and go through the whole 9 years to see the vision and to put money into it. So the training is important. So the fact that first we as Scope Markets have localized and through partnership with the NSE, we're now offering this as an array, as a bouquet of products to our clients. And two, the fact that we now have training. With continued training, we're helping clients understand and appreciate value proposition. Before, these things were not there.
Yes.
So I think with that, then the dominance conversation stops. Who dominates the market? Because right now, more people are aware, so highly likely that more people then would come into the market and perhaps even be the dominant factor going forward.
All right.
Yes.
Because another issue with our market has been that we have very few big counters. Yeah. The Safaricoms, as you've mentioned,
Yes.
the EABLs.
Yes.
Sort of they're carrying the market. Yeah. In terms of us having a vibrant derivatives,
Yes.
yeah, does it mean that these underlying assets, yeah, have to be more diverse and more active? With the current setup that we have, what does that pose for the market when you have a few big counters that are sort of dominating the market?
In fact, the dominance probably comes in as a result of the price per share. Not very many Kenyans will be able again to buy a material number of shares to gain advantage of price differential at the price at which those shares are priced at. With derivatives, you will now gain exposure to that blue chip stock that's valued at 300 BOP and gain the same exposure, same advantage of price differentiation as a corporate would by having put in much more capital. Perhaps it's through that then that these counters will become much more active than they currently are. Because right now, I'm sure a lot of Kenyans will probably, a lot of investors, a lot of retail clients will probably go for the Safaricom because it's much more affordable than a 300 shilling stock would be. Yet, probably the fundamentals of the 300 shilling stock are as solid and as good as the Safaricom stock is. So through this, then you'll be able to create much more depth in the market so that people are not just confined to one stock.
Okay.
People are then able to spread their focus and risk across the entire array of the stocks that we have in the Nairobi Stock Exchange. This is actually the solution that would help create much more depth in the market by making sure that all stocks have an added amount of turnover and not just focused on one or two stocks.
Oh,
yes.
So it's good. It's going to spread the benefit.
Yes. That's a hope.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely. How do you say that's the hope? It's
Yes.
quite interesting. This hope, is it predicated because you say you are educating
Yes.
the masses on how the markets work, the derivative markets work? What is this hope backed on?
any products, for you to be successful in products that you offer to the market or you channel to the market, you must make sure that there's a need that you're looking to address. It's not just a fly-by-night type of product you're coming up with and throw it out there and push people to consume it. So the hope is that enough Kenyans will come through the training forum, the training programs that we've put in place as scope.
Yes.
They'll get a better appreciation and see that the opportunity we're giving them is the same that they had created a need for in the past, where they had said would want to also gain exposure in Limuru tea, for instance, or other stocks that probably are doing, they probably have better fundamentals and are able to guarantee you better returns in shorter periods than even the Safaricom. So the hope is they will see that we've actually now been able to achieve this through a partnership with Nairobi Stock Exchange, and after having gone through the system, they will hopefully see, this then will be able to address the need that we've spoken about in the past. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about this particular product, the derivatives, so far our discussion has been all rosy, yeah?
Yes.
This is what's going to change this market. And, people, when they learn and they participate, that's how we deepen our market depth and whatnot. Is there the other side to this coin of derivatives? Because people have criticized derivatives quite a lot.
Yes.
It comes with plenty of risk.
Yes.
How are we handling that?
So one of the things we do in our training programs is to ensure that we bring out that aspect, that this is not a guaranteed form of return. There's always risks. You could get into the market and get the fundamentals right. A company has come out or is about to come out and probably announce results that are better than expected. So your hope is that this then would speak to prices going up.
Yes.
There are things that could probably catch you off guard. With the assumption that the price will go up, you get into a market hoping that I've bought it at X and I'll sell it at X plus or X times. Something changes. For instance, Twitter. Let me give an example like Twitter.
Yes.
I'm sure on day one when everybody heard Elon Musk was buying Twitter, I'm sure there was a lot of interest and guys bought into it. Then a few days later, Musk comes out and says, I've realized there's a problem with this company. What happens to that? Negative news. You've just bought into the stock. You probably cannot sell it as fast as you bought it. So that is a very much live risk. So someone gets into it knowing that it is not always going to be rosy. Things can change mid-flight. For instance, again, going back to that Twitter. You bought into Twitter, Elon Musk says what he says at night. What do? The prices will likely tumble and go lower than the price at which you had bought it at. So that is a live risk. Another thing we do at Scope Markets, again, as a regulated entity, is we go through a very robust KYC program or KYC system, where we are actually able to approve your client account opening on account of a number of thresholds that we've set based on age, your understanding of the product, and a host of other items, so that we can also seek. You could come in wanting to get into Forex, for instance, but based on our understanding and appreciation of who you are based on our KYC, we're then able to take you to a product that is likely more geared towards your understanding and appreciation of the product. So from that, we're able then, on our part, to guide you, to better guide on what we believe based on our understanding of who you are and your profile is, on what products you should consume. So it's through those things that we're doing on our part, just to first make sure that we KYC appropriately and take you to the right product. And of course, the trainings are ongoing, where over time we will also upgrade. Even if you're a pro, there are things that you probably would want you to learn much more from other pros that we have on our part.
Yes.
That will better guide in terms of making the right decisions. So those are two things that we'll do in terms of risk.
Definitely.
Yes.
as we finish up, so I'm glad that side is also exposed in the trading. So I don't just think you're entering into an investment that is, risk proof.
Yes.
There are sides to it, and you should be able to also know that.
Correct.
So, since we just entered into a new year, 2023, looking at the way from what is happening in the government policy level, there's so much interest in what is happening. The president the other day was at NSE saying Mama Mboga will be able to buy a share. And that gives exposure to what exactly we can utilize this platform to sort of create wealth and have people involved, from all cadres of life. So for 2023, from a derivatives perspective, and where you sit, just coming into, being onboarded on this next platform, what do you foresee? What should we expect as we finish up?
For us, we hope, again, I use that word, hope. Our hope and prayer is we will be able to onboard as many Kenyans as possible on this very exciting journey of creating opportunities for them to diversify the sources of income by way of investment, and to also help create employment, self-employment. We have robust systems in as far as the digital space is concerned, and we believe this is a perfect time where the digital space opportunity meets the derivative space. Combined, that we believe would be able to create a wonderful and prosperous future for Kenyans out there.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Yes.
This has been a good conversation, man. I can't wait to participate in the derivatives market.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Okay.
All right. Alex Karanja, CEO, Scope Markets Kenya, saying it's high time that we get our markets active. And even when you don't have the heavy, capex, as we call it, you don't have much money to participate, but you can derive value from some of these underlying assets that are traditionally, quite hard, pocket-wise for majority of us. You can participate with that. And that's why Scope Markets Kenya has onboarded and is there to help you do that and participate in the market. And we hope that the year 2023 will see more market activity, especially in the derivatives space. With that said, my name is Noki Kimbo. That has been Trading Bell. I leave you with the markets. Enjoy.